It's called Variations. When I was 10, I was the fat kid with glasses and crooked teeth, and I could read novels, write books, and play the cello. None of these talents makes you popular. In middle school and 2 years later, I had as much fun mocking the girl who wore the horse-themed t-shirts to school as I once had picking them out. I was brutal. In 4 years, I transformed sandals to high heels and 6 feet of hair to 2 with unabashed cruelty towards the friends that I used to look like, who still thank me for the losses of their virginities like I had been the one to hold them down. But sometimes, with no one watching, I pulled my instrument to my chest like a long-lost child and played Messiaen. My favorite piece was called Quartet for the End of Time, and all the emo kids in the world could not have matched the fervor with which I played. I played like I knew enough about time to understand its absence. I played everything but Bach. He seemed like a pedantic schoolteacher, full of steady beats and mindless repetition. To me, the variation was too predictable. There are only so many ways to elaborate a theme, and I never liked remixes much anyway. I did not understand until I lost my father. He's not dead. I lost him years ago, him 70, me 14. We tried to bridge the gap with circling steps and cautious advances, but when his hands were stung by the open palms of my adolescence, he slowly stopped reaching for me. And for the distant truth of my mother, who had grown into a tree when he thought he married a sapling and he found another woman, and I slipped into the shadow of his new daughter, whose embarrassed tears at his insistence at cheering for her soccer games were the same salt that fell when he never came to any of mine. I lost him the first time I swore at dinner, and the last time I saw him long-sleeved and quiet, knowing I could tell him yes, I am happy, but I could not tell him why, wanting to say that I loved how we used to dance, and all I really wanted for him is the story he made up for me in Rome, where I'm wandering through the catacombs of the great cathedral. If I heard it again, maybe I could stop looking for him in the stones. These are the variations of my father, how he sang like the air was on fire and his throat was water, how he could imitate Elmo from Sesame Street and turn and mock an effeminate voice to its owner's face, how I loved him like you can love the ground when you're falling from the sky, like I was once willing to destroy myself if only to bring him closer to me. He was my theme. And sometimes, with no one watching, I pull my cello to my chest like it was him, and when I play Bach, the notes spill out into 1,000 repetitions of what could have been, like returning to the burned foundation of your childhood home and lying in the ashes. I play for the lost infinity of my father, and maybe that is the one thing I can do that would have made him proud.